Have you ever stopped in the middle of buying something and quietly asked yourself, what exactly am I paying for? Comfort, status, or just distraction from my own dissatisfaction? That's not just advice. It's a blueprint for reclaiming your life in a world designed to distract you from what actually matters. Because if you pause, even for a moment, and start seeing every transaction not as a simple exchange of cash for goods, but as a trade between your present desires and your future possibilities, everything changes. Suddenly, the siren song of the latest gadget, the must-have fashion, the upgrade you never really needed, all lose their grip. You begin to see the invisible strings that tie you to your job, your obligations, and your anxieties. And in that awareness, you find the first spark of freedom. Think about it. Every time you say yes to an unplanned purchase, you're quietly saying no to something else. Time with your family, a dream vacation, the ability to take a risk, or even the peace of knowing you're not living paycheck to paycheck. But most people never make that connection, because society has trained us to measure life in things, not in choices. We're told to keep up, to show off, to measure our worth in possessions and appearances. But the people who win at this game are rarely the ones playing it loudest. They're the ones playing a different game entirely, a game of patience, discipline, and vision. Imagine waking up tomorrow with no alarm, no dread of Monday, no anxiety about bills piling up. Imagine knowing you could walk away from a toxic job, a stressful situation, or even just a routine that no longer serves you, without fear. That's the kind of wealth no one can flaunt on social media. But it's the kind that changes lives. And it starts not with a windfall, but with a mindset shift. From asking, what can I afford? To, what do I truly value? Most people are stuck in a loop. They earn, they spend, they earn more, they spend more. The raises come, but so do the bigger houses, the fancier cars, the endless subscriptions and upgrades. It's called lifestyle inflation, and it's the silent thief of freedom. Because every time you raise your standard of living to match your income, you move the goalposts further away. You become trapped in a cycle of working more to have more, but never feeling like you have enough. But what if you broke that cycle? What if, instead of asking how much more you can make, you asked how little you really need to be happy? The answer is almost always less than you think. And once you realize that, you begin to see money not as the goal, but as a tool. A means to an end. The end isn't a life filled with stuff. It's a life filled with meaning, with time, with choice. The truth is, freedom has a price, but it's not as high as you've been led to believe. It's the price of discipline, of saying no to short-term pleasure so you can say yes to long-term peace. It's the price of learning how to manage money, how to invest, how to think for yourself in a world that profits from your confusion. It's the price of living below your means, of finding joy in simplicity, of finding pride in self-control instead of consumption. You don't have to be rich to be free. You just have to be intentional. Start by tracking where your money goes, not because budgeting is a chore, but because it's a map to your priorities. Every dollar you spend is a statement about what matters to you. Are you spending on experiences, on growth, on building a future? Or are you spending to keep up, to fill a void, to escape boredom? The answers will tell you more about your life than any bank statement ever could. Then, take the next step. Invest. Not just in stocks or real estate, but in yourself. Invest in skills that make you valuable, in relationships that enrich your life, in health that gives you energy for what matters. The wealthy don't just save, they grow. They understand that every dollar invested wisely is a seed for tomorrow's freedom. Compounding isn't just a financial principle, it's a life principle. Small, smart choices, repeated over time, become unstoppable. Most importantly, protect your attention. Because money isn't the only thing companies are after. They want your focus, your desires, your habits. The less you let algorithms and advertisements steer your choices, the more you regain the power to live life on your terms. Unsubscribe, unfollow, unplug. Fill the space with things that move you forward, not things that make you want more and more. In the end, the real flex isn't how much you can spend, it's how much you can walk away from. It's the ability to choose, to pause, to say, I have enough. That's the freedom most people are chasing, even if they don't know it. And the path is open to anyone willing to see through the illusions, to question the narrative, to choose a life of silent victories over loud declarations. So the next time you stand at the crossroads of a financial decision, remember, you're not just buying or saving. You're voting for your future, for your freedom, for the life you truly want. Choose wisely, because the chains are invisible, but so is the key. And everything you need to unlock a life of freedom is already in your hands.